You are welcome back to our SME segment. We are joined by the CEO of Metal, Emeka Adigwe. Now, he is the founder of a Nigerian boot-style footwear brand challenging the narrative commonly associated with things made in Nigeria. Let me say a big welcome to you, Emeka. Good to have you again.
Thank you.
First time I bumped into you was at a leather fair, and you were exhibiting some of your made in Nigeria metal boots.
Yes.
Now, when we say metal, they are not. It's not like they're made out of metal.
I can understand.
Let's try and explain why you guys chose the name metal for your footwear.
Okay, metal, as we all know, is a solid material, but very malleable. You know, malleable in the sense that you could roll it, you could do anything with it, and it takes the form to which you decide you blend it in. So the concept of the metal brand is that this is a sturdy footwear that can be versatile, as versatile as it is. Like, for example, you could wear it with anything. Like, I'm wearing Afrocentric wear, and I'm still wearing a boot.
Nice. Nice. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Looks very sturdy.
Yes, it's very sturdy.
Now, how have people taken to the brand, however? What is the sales like in Nigeria? And this is not just restricted to your brand. I'm talking about Made in Nigeria brand generally, because you are trying to go against that narrative that says Made in Nigeria brands are not good.
Beautiful. You know, when we started with the idea to start making shoes in Nigeria, because we were inspired by, you know, the kind of shoes we buy abroad, you know, the different kind of brands. I don't want to mention their names now, but we asked ourselves, can this be done in Nigeria? And we said, yes, it can be done. You know, so we had to do some research and found out that there were some very, very good artisans from this part of the world, you know, that could do very, very good stuff. And all we needed to do was to show them that they could do it. Most of them were doing slippers. Most of them were doing normal stuff, you know. But the moment we showed them the roadmap of how to get it done, because of my training as an architect, design person, so it was easy to bring them in to understand what it is. And of course, YouTube helped them see that, oh, there are people like me over there doing this stuff. And so they got interested, and that was how we started.
So for a small business, do you have a facility where you have these artisans who are actually hunched over making these shoes? They're handmade, by the way.
All our shoes are handmade, 100% handmade. We hand cut them, we hand stitch them, we hand last them. Everything about the process of shoemaking is handmade. So of course, we have machines that help us do some basic stuff, you know, and all that, but basically handmade.
So how big is this operation? How many people do you employ, for instance?
Okay, I have two operations, basically. I have an operation in Lagos, and I have an operation in Aba. You know, so
where else if not Aba?
That's the shoe. That's the shoe capital in Nigeria, really. And you know, and we started to do that because we wanted to change the narrative, like you said. You know, a lot of people have this concept that anything made here is not good enough for here. But while when we met at the Lagos Leather Fair, I mean, a lot of people were amazed. You were one of the people amazed, and you were like, wow, are you sure? Are you not telling us something very funny? And I said, no, people need to understand that we have what it takes in Nigeria. All it takes is for the right environment, for the right people to believe in what we're doing, and for them to push that narrative to every other person. And of course, our products are out there. I mean, I have several other colleagues in this industry that do very great work, and I'm very proud of what we are all doing.
Okay, so now let's look at your business now and how people who are out there who actually can use their hands, who are very good with their hands, can also jump on. Well, we don't want you to be a monopoly. We want you to also kind of like help people. Now, how can they begin to make quality just like you do and scale up their enterprise or their facilities or their know-how and all of that? Help these guys out.
I think the best thing is for you not to be jack of all trade. Right? There are several processes in making shoes. There are the tailors. People don't know that people that piece shoes are called tailors, actually. They are the tailors that piece the shoes. There are the pattern makers. There are the lasters, people that do the lasting.
There's different little units.
So there are different little units, you know. So what I started with was understanding these different units and how they interplay in the process of making a shoe. So such that, you know, you have different competencies. So, like, let me give you an example of the Aba experiment. The Aba experiment is such that you have like a factory layout, but not everybody is in the same place. So you have the shoe pattern maker somewhere. You have to go to another facility where you have the tailors. You have to go to another facility where you piece your shoes. So your shoe could do a travel within Aba town
before coming out as one product.
And because everybody is so much of an expert in what he's doing, everything comes out precision.
Nice.
Our shoes leave Nigeria and go to Europe and get pasted with a label and comes back to us.
So now there, what you've just said is a very unique feature here. And it's something that most people have said, that if you make a shoe in Aba, you send it abroad, it comes back 10. True. And why is that? Do we have to do that journey to actually make it more valuable?
When I started off, people were saying, you make these boots here. No, put a foreign brand to it. I said, no. I need to change the narrative. Because this is made in here, this is very good. Why can't I tell people that is Nigerian? So I chose that name, Metal. You know, it's a different story, all the same anyway, but I chose that name that could break the ice with people because you really don't know what it is. Then, when you get to see it, you now see made in Nigeria.
Okay, so even if it's stamped outside the country, it is stamped with the saying made in Nigeria. So
No. It's made here. It doesn't live here.
It doesn't live here.
It doesn't live here.
Okay, I get you now.
It doesn't live here. You know, you were asking why is it that people do that? And I said, people do that because it's stamped Gucci. It's stamped Ralph Lauren. It's stamped whatever it is that they want to stamp it, and they bring it back, and everybody's fine with it. Oh, I'm wearing a Gucci. I'm wearing a Prada shoe. I'm wearing, that kind of stuff. But I said, no, that's not what I want to do.
I get you now.
I want to do something and make it indigenous to us. Make it a name people can relate to it. Metal, everybody, what's Metal? Oh, it's a Nigerian brand, really? And it's made here. Perfect.
So how have policies helped or challenged your business? And I'm talking about export now.
Okay, in terms of export, what we've seen over time is that there are several bottlenecks with export. You need to get your acts right in terms of quality control, in terms of the markets as well, because a lot of people think markets is just anywhere abroad, but you need to be sure where your market is. So in terms of export, it's not just about exporting to places, it's about knowing who to export to, which people are reasonable enough to accept what you have and maintain your consistency. So policy has helped in a particular way. The Export Protection Council is doing their best. And is working well. If
you're watching at home, you can see samples of his product on your TV screen. No, these are not foreign shoes. These are made in Nigeria. You can see how beautiful they actually are. One thing I always want to point out is the fact that this actually gives or helps out with jobs.
Absolutely.
You are making people have jobs. You're adding to the job market out there, giving people the opportunity to be able to make an income themselves as artisans and workmen. And to believe that this is something that can give them a living. I mean, look at that. That definitely, they just don't look like they're made in Nigeria. That's really, really good. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, if you would you say that your business is secluded or restricted rather to the Nigerian market, or have you started to experience people request for your product outside of the country? We have started seeing that kind of response, from people outside, especially for people of Nigerian descent outside the country. So we've started seeing that, and it's quite encouraging. Well, that is very fantastic, man. Thank you very much. Now, I wish I could go on, we could talk more about this, but yes. As much as you're in here to talk about SME, we also have a treat for you as our final guest. Whoa. No, we're not giving you anything absolutely elaborate, but a treat in our kitchen so that you can, go back and talk about our fantastic food and our fantastic chef here. Oh, thank you.